Sveiki 15 min žiūrovai ir skaitytojai. Šiandien studijoje viešnia iš Vokietijos, kuri kartu su savo kolegomis tiria laisvo judėjimo Europos Sąjungoje paradoksus. Ir tyrimas vyksta trijose Europos Sąjungos valstybėse, kurios susidūrė ar vis dar susiduria su aukštu emigracijos procentu. Ir šiose valstybėse tyrėjai kokybinių interviu metu apklausia ir dar apklaus ekspertus bei atrinktus tyrimo dalyvius. Mokslininkai iš Vokietijos nori sužinoti mūsų požiūrį į emigraciją iš šalies, šio reiškinio pasakmes ir ar mes susijęme emigraciją su Šengeno erdvės teise arba, kitaip tariant, su galimybė Europos Sąjungoje judėti laisvai. Taigi, sveikinuosi su Flensburgo universiteto tyrėja Kseniia Cherniak. Mes kalbėsime angliškai, bet jūs matysite tekstinį vertimą. Hello, Kseniia.
Hi.
So, first of all, I have thoroughly announced your research, but it would be great if you could clarify the research aim and the main question you want to answer.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the main aim of our project is to find out whether and how free movement in EU, effects of free movement in Southern and Eastern Europe, how they influence the position towards EU integration or EU skepticism, or whether it's influenced some agenda for reforms. Mm-hmm. And on the more general and theoretical level, we are firstly looking how collective actors on the national level, how they perceive freedom of movement and its effects in own countries. And then we also ask whether this perception of freedom of movement has some influence on the perception of general European integration and EU membership.
Mm-hmm. So could you tell me in what phase the research is now?
So it's more like starting middle phase. So we started the project in October officially last year. And we now collected information about specific countries we want to study and went directly to the field phase.
You are here, right?
Yeah. So, and then we decided that afterwards, based on what we find out, we already will build some theoretical assumptions and actual results, recommendations, and so on.
Mm. When do you expect to finish, in total, full-on research date?
So the project is for 3 years. Mm-hmm. It's also financed for 3 years, so we are expected to finish in this time frame.
Mm-hmm. So it will be 2024?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you have any hypothesis about what answer about Lithuanians' perception of free movement in the European Union and emigration relation?
Yes, I forgot a bit to ask that, yeah, we study free movement, but on more empirical, this field research level, we first of all investigate emigration, because for countries with high emigration rate, immigration is can be seen as partly effect of freedom of movement, and it's more understandable for people in terms of what to see and talk about. And then from what I could already investigate and a bit hear from experts with whom I'm talking, that freedom of movement generally is seen very positive. So it's almost not questioned, and it's seen that as beneficial for Lithuania, disregard of some increase of emigration, especially after EU accession.
Mm-hmm. Other countries are Romania and Portugal.
Exactly.
What about them? Do they also see free movement as only positive thing, mostly positive thing? Do you have any perceptions on that?
So about Portugal, it's a bit hard for me to say right now, because we started to investigate Portugal a bit later, and my colleague will only go to the field next month. But my other colleague, she's now in Romania, And she said to me that there is also freedom of movement, is seen very positive, and it's almost not questioned, and it's seen like very good thing for the country.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to dig deeper and question people on that, right?
Yeah, so as I got from her and from a couple of people with whom I talked, it is seen positive because people can move freely in other countries. They can just travel. They can also get experience or study in other countries, and then, like, ideally also come back and bring this experience to their country of origin and help the country to develop.
Yeah, it's a good thing. The know-how principle is coming back here sometimes. How long will you stay in Lithuania doing the interviews and other research-related work? I will mention that you came here 4 days ago. Like,
yeah.
How long?
Yeah, so I only came, and I will stay here till the end of July.
So it's a long time.
Yeah.
Or just enough time.
Yeah, it's a like good time frame, I think, because it's not always easy to get people, and it's then sometimes you need to call people or to write them again, and not everyone has time just the next day. So I think it's very good that you can like slowly proceed and not be much stressed out.
Right. And actually, it is interesting. I will mention that you are doing qualitative analysis and talking with experts and relevant collective agents. Which field experts, first off, you will interview?
So we are, in general, interested in, so to say, more like organizations or institutions and their representatives who directly or indirectly deal with emigration and its consequences. So, like, it's a bit hard to say that people deal directly with emigration, except for maybe a couple of NGOs and, I don't know, migration department.
Yeah, migration department, it's called like that.
But like, we're then interested in organizations that deal also with like effects like labor shortage, or with general people leaving the country, with how it affects on business, workers, and how government is dealing with it. So then main areas we're looking at are like government and political parties, trade union and business organizations, and relevant public institutions and NGOs.
And then what about collective agents?
So this is like called collective agents.
It's all
yeah, so this like trade unions is it's because it's not like one person, but it's more like a organization. Yeah. It's like
communities, right?
Yeah, it's a like group of organizations, even if we talk about business organizations or trade unions, because they cover various organizations or entrepreneurs, and they are, so to say, then they are representing like a collective.
So it's a meso level analysis, right? Not the micro, not the macro, it's in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, and I counted 6 people that are officially working on this project. Why are you the one who is here in Lithuania?
Yeah, so in general, like when I was looking for positions and where I can do my doctorate, I applied for this project for Lithuania because I'm coming from post-Soviet country, so I at least felt that it's a bit easier for me to understand some processes, especially that happened like historically, because with my country of origin, Lithuania then has a bit of like common past, and that maybe it also will be sometimes a bit easier to contact people if they talk Russian, for example. Yeah, so then I got to this position of working on Lithuania.
And your country of origin?
I'm from Ukraine.
Ukraine, and I don't know if I should ask, but how are you now?
I'm okay. Yeah, it was a bit hard at the beginning, but now I got again into working mode and trying to do my work. Also then to be able to help my country.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go back to the topic. What benefits will it give to you, the people of European Union and the institutions of the European Union? What do you think?
Yeah, so I would say that for me or our project team as researchers, it is more a possibility to add into the quite unstudied field, because generally when we talk about migration studies, it is mostly about immigration and Western Europe. And we want to change this focus and show that there are also countries from where people actually emigrate and they also deserve to be studied, and the effects of this are needed to be also investigated and shown. Then the other aspect is that in our research we test how actually beneficiary are principles of European Union and like exactly freedom of movement, how much benefits it brings to specific countries, like who, for example, like lose population. Because ideally, European Union should benefit everyone, and these core principles should benefit everyone. So we want to investigate whether it's actually like that. Then we also want to find out whether the European Union is seen as an actor that also has to be involved in dealing with this issue. Because on the one hand, immigration is something that national government or some like subnational actors should deal with, but on the other hand, people live to another EU countries, and then in general, we see that EU developing, and there are going some positive like flows, positive development. But on the other hand, the question is whether it's positive for all.
Right. Yeah. People individually, people probably think that's a great thing that you can travel easily and move easily in European Union, but it will be interesting because you will analyze communities and organizations in bigger level than individual. Sorry, how many people or organizations, agents you will interview? Do you have plan?
So we aim to interview around 30, 40 actors, like of course the more the better, but this is like a realistic plan. Yeah.
Have you conducted any interviews yet?
Yeah, I did 2 interviews.
Oh, already? 4 days?
Yeah, but I would not reveal any details.
Of course, and maybe in 2024. What if research reveals that free movement in the European Union is related to immigration and negatively affects perception of European Union? What's then?
I think it would be interesting result for us, and probably then it would be also a good material to work with for as like national governments, as for European institutions. Because if we find out that it's really very connected, then it's a big sign that, okay, then European Union has to do something with it and somehow deal on that issue, probably.
Have you answered yourself or your team why there is no research is done on, or a very little amount of research is done on this topic?
So probably I would, like from my perspective at least, the big role is playing this whole dependency in the research area, that it is tended to study like more like classical Europe and so on, and how big problems or so on has this part of world. And on the other hand, probably as like in general, European integration is seen as beneficial. It's also brought a lot of benefits to countries, like as a general possibility of being part of community, and then means funds, more connections, and so on. So I think it's just like it was probably present on some local levels, that people see, okay, someone leaves and I know people who is living to other country, but it was not seen as such a big problem in comparison to some other benefits that were there.
Yeah, generally it is assumed that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not questioned area.
Yeah, but it's in general surprising. So like I found some Lithuanian research who studied immigration, like labor shortage or population shortage. But yeah, I would not say that I saw some big projects in this regard.
Okay, so then good luck and thank you for the interview and that you come here. Physically, like on Teams or Zoom. Thank you, Kseniia, for your time.
Thank you also for having me here.
Good luck. Mes kalbėjome su Kseniia Cherniak, kuri yra Flensburgo universiteto tyrėja ir kuris su komanda čia Lietuvoje tirs, kaip mes žvelgiame į emigraciją ir kaip siejame su Europos Sąjunga, tą laisvą judėjimą Europos Sąjungoje, ar tai vis dėlto pozityvus dalykas, ar netoks pozityvus dalykas, kaip kad atrodo iš pirmo žvilgsnio. Tiek šioje laidoje. Iki.